All right. So without further ado, it's the head coach of your Milwaukee Panthers men's basketball team. Great name, Bart Lundy. Coach, welcome back. A
Thanks,
return
Bart.
guest.
Yeah.
Hey, this has been pretty good, I think. I think that when I was in your office before the season, we talked a little bit about what the season could be like for you. And you had not been there that long, but you've met the guys and you kind of started to learn a little bit about the program and who these guys were. And I got the sense that you knew this team was going to be better than expectations. How has the play been to what you thought it would be? And also, like, are you exceeding or still not up to what your expectations or your hopes were for them? And do you feel like the players are at your level now of what they thought they could be? So what you felt that day, and here we are now recording on January 30th. How has the progression been for you and the team?
Yeah, it's I think when you go through this, especially when you go through it with a new team, what you think in October is different than November, different in December, and now we sit here almost in February. So I do think it's been an evolution of what I thought this team could do. I always knew we had enough talent, to win in this league. You never know if they're going to share the ball and have good chemistry. A lot of that is out of my control. They have to buy in and play together and so I would say that I didn't think we'd be first in the league and really don't. That could change next week. So I don't worry about that. I just worry that we're trying to play with the right spirit and that we are guarding as hard as we can. We're sharing the ball and playing the right way. Those are the things that we can control. But I like that we're first. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's 15-7 is the record, 9-3 in conference here, with the game coming up against IUPUI on Thursday the 2nd. That game is at 10 o'clock Central Time for kids to attend. Like, have you ever played in front of a gym of kids before like this?
Yeah, it's the best crowd. It's the absolute best crowd you can have. It's better if you're home. If you're home, they're all cheering for you, and they're going to be all cheering against us, which is fine. It's better than being in an empty gym for sure. All those COVID games with nobody was there. I'd much rather have the elementary schools cheering against us and have some noise. So, but it is an early start.
Because I feel like sometimes as you get older as a fan, you're like, I don't want to be too crazy because, I don't want to embarrass myself, or like I have a profession. I can't. Kids are like, they don't care. They're going to boo you. They're going to cheer. That should be fun.
Yeah.
So you come into this program and it can be a blessing or it can be a curse or whatever. But in the early start of your schedule, you had Purdue, who's now number 1 in the country. And then a week and a half later, you had Iowa State, who's a top 15 team. Both of these games on the road. And I think especially, and we'll talk about like the play of the last month or so, but how did playing that competition help you move forward? Or was it too early? Or how did, when you look back at those games, like what do you take from those 2 games specifically?
Well, the only thing I think we really take is that it helps our net a little bit because they are ranked so high. So the loss on the road to the number 1 team probably helps us a little bit. That I inherited those games. I inherited Purdue, at Iowa State, and at Rhode Island. So our Rhode Island, they had COVID. We didn't have to play that right before Christmas, which may have hurt us later on because we had a big gap. But those are the 3 scheduled games that I inherited when I took the job. So which was a nice parting gift from the last staff.
But I would embrace it. If I were you, I'd say, who cares who scheduled it? I'd say, we'll play anybody, anytime, anywhere. I would embrace that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Maybe not. I think the last couple of – go ahead.
There is – I do think there's something to be said about, believing that you can play anyone. And I want our guys to really want them to embrace that. But I also want to do this scheduling thing as smartly and intelligently as I can. Before Gonzaga, people use Gonzaga kind of as the example, the roadmap. And before Gonzaga became Gonzaga, where they were trying to get going, they would schedule those Power 5 games that they had to play, but they would schedule the bottom teams in the Power 5s. They weren't Power 5s back then, but everybody knew who the best leagues were. And that kind of propelled them because they were able to compete better in those games, sometimes win those games. When you go to Purdue and at Iowa State, not only are those teams really good, but those are the two of the hardest places to play in the Midwest. Your chances to come out of there victorious.
First month of the season.
Yeah, we can talk about we're not afraid of anybody. Good, but I'm gonna play I'm not a gambler at all because I I know the house has got the set to win, so I like to stay away from that.
Well, you guys right now, since the turn of the year, there's been a lot of wins, a lot of close games, some overtime wins. You had the 29-point comeback the other day, 23-point comeback, large comeback. So the team is playing well, and I think at least what I'm starting to see, and you're right there, you're the coach of this team. But I think what we talked about back then is there are people that are, it's like they're sleeper cells of Milwaukee Panthers fans. And some won't be activated until like the Horizon League tournament, and maybe it's got to be the NCAA tournament. But I think a lot of those sleeper cells have been activated now. Are you starting to notice that more people are at least, coming into the gate or at least talking about the program? Are you seeing that from where you are?
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing it. And, I don't know everyone yet. I'm new to the Milwaukee big cell. But I hear it from media. I hear it from everyone that I interact with, maybe more than I see it. I am seeing our crowds grow, and we haven't had our students, in what feels like a year. They have a long winter break, so they just back on the 23rd. So we get the students back, and hopefully, I'm gonna take that sleeper cell term. That's really good.
Good, use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that. So hopefully we get.
I felt good about it when I said it. That was yeah.
That's creative. I'm gonna use that. But we do sense that if we can continue to make people proud, and you and I did talk about it. People raise their hand. I graduate from Marquette and they say it loud, or Wisconsin and Madison, and we want that for the Milwaukee fans. That I'm a Panther. I'm a proud Panther, and I go to the game.
Yeah, and that'll be good when you get more students. But I do think just talking and some alumni that listen to the show or jump on the show, they're getting excited, and it's just that's what winning does. But also it's something to be proud of. And then the other thing you're going to find in that is, and I don't know where you're at this point, but hopefully that would help in the next batch of recruits, the next batch of players. Again, I don't know. I think I told you this. I don't know why anyone would ever be a college coach, because you got to do so much. You never sleep. I feel you got to do so much recruiting. Have you noticed more from that standpoint that there's, hey, all right, I wasn't considering, but maybe now I am, or what have you seen from that standpoint?
Yeah, it's hard to say now because it's everyone's kind of in mid-season, all the recruits, all the team.
Yeah.
But I get a follow on Twitter here and there that I didn't expect. That's kids are different these days. They don't.
Yeah, I guess that's a great way to do it.
Yeah,
that's a great way to know like who's. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't talk. They don't even talk to each other. They just text each other, right? So, you got to sometimes read the tea leaves to figure out someone's interested. I do think we just talked about it as a staff this morning. Our practice facility is about to open, and it's beautiful, first of all, and it's everything that you need to attract high level players. And then, we are putting an exciting brand of basketball hopefully out there that kids want to play. And the arena is awesome. The downtown is awesome. University is awesome. It's 24,000 students. So I think there's a lot for a player who wants to play high level basketball. The Horizon League's had a lot of NBA players. I think it's up to 32 NBA players, which I don't know. There's another mid-major league that can say that.
That is interesting. You're like, where should we go tonight? Where should I send my staff? Well, this kid just followed me. I mean, we might as well go check him out. Yeah. He's pretty good. Get to a game. Get to his game. Yeah. So we talked about this too, but the Horizon Conference producing stars, producing NBA players, typically a one bid league. So it's important to have a good record so you can at least have a home game in that tournament.
Yeah.
Then hopefully go to Indy and then see what happens there. So it is a long stretch of a regular season where it really is like a tune-up for a couple of weeks, end of February and March. Do you guys do anything like if you're playing a team, you're like, all right, if we see them again in the tournament, we know this, or is the tournament so far away, a month away, that you really haven't? Because it's basically like I say this with the Bucks this season. All of this regular season for the Bucks, they're making the playoffs. They're going to be a top seed. It doesn't it matters, but it's like a Broadway. They're practicing every night. They're rehearsing, and then the show comes in April, and your guys' show comes at the end of February. So is there much dress rehearsal for that, or do you guys not think about that until you get closer?
Yeah, it is similar but different. So these games that we're playing now really, really matter, and it's a dogfight. It is a dogfight to get those seeds, because everybody knows it's a one bid league, and sadly the Horizon League isn't ranked as high as it was. Since 2010, we have two Final Four teams come out of here. So, but at the moment, it is a one bid league. So it's a dogfight to get those seeds. So tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we'll meet with the team and watch film, and we'll go over the standings. And, we're tied for first with 3 other teams. But right now, we're 4-0 against those teams. We have 2 losses to Wright State, who's, I don't know what they are, 7th or something. So that could hurt us. But we own, winning, coming back from 23, as great as that story and feel good. From a seeding perspective, that gives us a tiebreak automatically over Northern Kentucky, because we swept them 2-0 against Northern Kentucky, and that is gold, because we want those seeds.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a dogfight throughout February, and a lot of basketball is left to play before those seeds come out. But the ultimate goal is to get that bye in the first round, to get that home game, and to get to Indy and be in that Final Four. So whether it's with our strength coach or our trainer or our assistant coaches, everything we do, and this is how it is like the Bucks, everything we do is to be our best at the end of February, going into that, our strongest, our healthiest. Our skills got to be right. People let all that deteriorate as the season goes on, and that, to me, that's short-sighted.
So would you be, I have to think, yes, there's a lot of talk maybe expanding that NCAA tournament. You'd probably be in favor of that, unless they were what might happen is, oh, okay, Milwaukee's 20-10, but Oklahoma's 14-14. Let's throw them in. I don't know if that would happen, but would you? So I'm asking if you're in favor of it, and I'm answering you yes, but I don't know if that's true. So I'll ask you instead.
I would probably, and it's probably not a popular answer, I'd be really worried about messing with the model. really worried about messing with the model. The model is so good right now.
Yeah.
The product is so good. Do you water it down? And, I don't want to get it twisted as much as I want to be in it. I need college basketball to be popular, right?
Yeah.
And for people to go March Madness, what you don't want is the fan, the normal fan to say, oh yeah, it's a good tournament, but there's so many games, it wears you out.
Yeah.
Right now it doesn't wear anyone out. It's an exciting few weekends, and you're on the edge of your seat. So I want the Panthers to be in, but I don't know if I would support expansion. I'm sure that's a surprising answer, but
no, it is. I mean, this is what a lot of these sports leagues and tournaments do, is they find the perfect thing, and then they try to expand it until eventually all this stuff is gonna pop. I don't want to see it expanded. I'd like to see it. Okay, what is it? 68 teams, maybe 69. Milwaukee just automatically gets in every year. That'd be fine.
I'd go for
that. But yeah, I don't think that, because it is a good product. And you don't want to mess with it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been, that's the product that made me fall in love with basketball. I personally, I don't want to see it messed up.
So how much free time do you get? Like, I know you get a little free time. I saw you watching some World Cup this winter, but
yeah. I get here and there. We got back yesterday at 3. I played Fortnite for about 2.5 hours with my 9-year-old.
Oh.
We went downstairs in the basement, tried to throw football. So that was good. But then, it's back at it today. May is a good month.
Yeah.
Kind of slows down. I have told Mo I haven't taken a vacation in a long time, a real vacation, and told my wife, once this is over, because it's been a grind for almost 10 months now, 13 new players, that doesn't automatically happen, and then the season and how long the season is. So when this is over, I'm going somewhere. I don't know where I'm going, but going somewhere.
Well, hopefully it's to the Final Four, wherever that's being played.
Right.
That'd be good.
Amazing.
Coach, good to check in with you. Good to, talk. We'll do it again. I love what you're doing. Again, I'm a brother of the program. 2 of my brothers went there. You got to count my PR warrior brother went there. So however many guys you said were in the NBA, you have to add one.
Really?
Because he works PR for the Warriors. So he has 4 NBA rings.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So add that to your Horizon League stats.
33. We're at 33.
Yeah. And don't forget the 4 championship rings.
Yeah.
He's got that too. Coach, always a pleasure. Best of luck. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Bart. Thanks for having me.